Bullying is a serious issue, and I don't think a lot of people know just how prominent this issue is in the community. And you know, like, in terms of like how I've experienced bullying, I've had a best friend who's told me, you know, jokingly saying like I'm annoying and stuff. After a while, he just tells me like, why don't you just kill yourself, die? And you know, a lot of those times, you know, I took it a lot, like I just went with it. But you know, that's what kind of lets bullying grow in its power in the community. It just lets it stay, and we need to stop that. So next time he tries to tell me anything like that, that makes me feel bad about myself or puts me down, I'm gonna tell him to stop. Because you know what, as someone who's close to me like that, you shouldn't be telling me, you know, destructive things like that. Because you know what, after a while it does get to me and I do get down. And so if anyone ever tells you anything that puts you down, tell them to stop or walk away.
So in an all-girls school, the bullying would probably be a bit more emotional. Girls aren't as to fighting and making sure that your day doesn't go well. They want it to hit deeper, and it's more emotional and scarring. So I know that being left out and feeling excluded is a lot to deal with by yourself, but you should make sure that you can stay with the people that love you, and you yourself tell yourself every day that what they're saying doesn't affect you, because they're not going to always be there. And things are going to change, you're going to move places, you're going to grow, and those things, that's their perspective of you, and you should always tell yourself your own perspective. You can have your friends and family remind you of what's important to yourself, and always try and figure out your talents and your best parts, no matter what anybody else is saying, because that's what's with you forever, and not what people are saying and the actions that they do, because high school is a small part of life, college is a small part of life, and even in workplaces, there are things to help get past these moments, because you shouldn't have to feel someone relentlessly attacking you, because it's not fair.
Growing up, I was called fat and all kinds of racist terms for how I looked. But the thing that really got to me, bullying-wise, is when I got to high school. I made a best friend who was gay, and all through high school, for the most part, we remained best friends, but daily I was called gay slurs and accused of being gay, and people actually told my family I was gay, and my brother convinced them of that. And it actually ended up driving me and my best friend apart for about a year and a half, and we didn't talk, and it kind of ruined our friendship that eventually got rekindled when I got past it all. But every day in high school, getting told that stuff and being undermined based on ignorant things really hurt. And when you lose a friend because of it, especially a best friend, it kind of drives a barrier in your life. So I guess with bullying, the most that you can ever do is realize that you're not defined by what people do to you, but defined on how you respond to what they do to you, and to not lose what you care about based on what other people say to you and how they treat you. Because at the end of the day, what matters to you is what actually matters.
I've been teased about everything from my skin color to my weight. I've been called a hippo, I've been called Camilla the gorilla, I've been called, you know, I'm pregnant and all these other things. In 4th grade, there was an incident where I was erasing something, and you know how tables, they have like an uneven balance? So the table was shaking while I was erasing, and one of the girls was like, you know, Camilla, stop shaking the table. And I'm thinking, well, how am I gonna stop shaking the table if I'm erasing something, you know, so I'm just gonna keep going. So she was like, stop shaking the table, you hippo. And, you know, it really got to me. I had anger problems for a while. I was ready to fight everybody and anybody who said something to me. But at the end of the day, I can't fight the world, because in reality, I'm just frustrated in the inside. It has nothing to do with anybody else on the outside. You know, I would try to escape. I would try to draw, I would write, and that's how come I'm such a great writer today, because I use that as a way to escape my reality. All this to say, you know, things are gonna hurt you, words are gonna hurt you, but the best way to overcome all of that is knowing yourself. And I tell everybody to know themselves, because if you let someone else tell you who you are, that's just gonna eat you alive, and you don't wanna be eaten alive because it's a cruel world out there. So know yourself, know who you are on the inside, and you can overcome everything and anything.
So I think everyone in their lives has been bullied at some point, whether it be physically, emotionally. It's not fun, it's not easy, it's not nice, and I hate to say it, but like unfortunately it's a part of life because people are mean and they don't think of other people's feelings and stuff like that. I've struggled with my weight my whole life, so you know, kids can be mean, and I remember like people on the bus saying mean things to me, my neighbors, like while we were swimming in my pool, things like that. And like words stick with you a lot more than you would think, and it hurts, and you know, you can choose to take that and feel really sad, and that's okay to be sad, but you can be sad and you can feel sorry for yourself and dwell on it, or you could take that and channel it into something bigger, which is what I think I've done. You know, I've come home from frat parties, even like this semester, crying because people have said mean things when they're drunk, and you know, like being drunk is an excuse. But so I've chosen in my life to take those things, take the mean comments and all the hatred and everything that's just not necessary, and just, you know, put it towards like me working towards being like the best version of myself.
It's bullying. It's not a good thing. Now, I've dealt with bullying in, I guess, a different level than most people. I haven't really dealt with it, but I remember back in the day when I was in high school, I used to have long hair right up to my chest, like right over here. And thing about that is when you live in the Bronx and a lot of people have like this, I guess, view of masculinity, a lot of people take you like you're a joke. So I always got called names such as, you know, gay, less than a man. People thought I wasn't cool enough to be around them. They always try to fight me, tease me. I remember one time I was walking in the hallways going to my next class, and I had someone come from behind me and literally tell me, "Hey, you look like a girl from behind." So, apparently he was gonna hit on me, so something must have been wrong, but it's something where it's not fun. I know it gets to the point where if you're constantly bullied, you start feeling like less of a person, and we here at Burghy's Buzz just want to let you know that it does get better.
So I feel like bullying is kind of any negative effect that anyone could have on you, whether it be physical or emotional or just mental, because bullying goes beyond the physical aspect, and most of the time the mental aspect is what leads to somebody physically harming themselves, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't recognize. I think that people don't understand how difficult it is to deal with something when you're feeling alone, and I think that people should just realize that they're not alone, that there's someone always there to help them. Personally, I know that I lean on my friends as much as I possibly can without wanting to scare them away in the essence or something like that. Having people there for you is kind of what holds you together, and I say that my friends are my glue. They keep me together when I'm falling apart. I remember back at the beginning of this semester, actually, I had a couple of weeks, a rough period where I literally felt alone in the world, and I had a few friends that stuck by me, even though some people who were supposed to be my closest friends completely dropped out of my life and started treating me like I was an utter piece of crap. And I think it's really important to accept life the way it is, but to also hold on to those positive things and those positive people who come into your life. And you have to remember that just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean that it's not going to be okay, because it is. And you just got to focus on the positivity, give yourself something to look forward to.
One of the key reasons why I was bullied as a child was because I was raised in North Carolina, so I had a country accent. When I came to New York, I had like a thick accent. Like I'll give you a preview in another episode, but I had a really thick country accent. And when I came to New York City, like I was the boy who talked differently, so that made me a target. So it was, oh, why does that boy talk like he eat hay. Somebody asked me that, like, do you eat hay? I'm like, wow, like, these are kids. We're all like 8, 9. You're asking me, do I eat hay? And I'm like, no. Like, who asks anybody that? I've been through a lot. I don't like to really necessarily talk about it. I'm not the type of person that really opens himself up. I'll keep like everything behind my smile because, you know, you never know who you could trust with the information of you or who you are, what made you you. You understand? But yeah, not to digress. Bullying is a serious topic. If to anybody being bullied out there, anybody who needs somebody like a friend or somebody who they need to talk to, feel free to talk to me or talk to somebody close to you because I'm pretty sure everyone can identify with what you're going through. Everybody has been bullied, a victim to something. It's some people that you're so close to, people that you see every day on a regular basis, and you never would have thought of all the things they had to go through in their lives. They've been through hell and high water, to say the least, and it's okay. I'm here for you. I've had my own story. You're having your story. If you need anybody to talk to, you can talk to me. You could talk to a friend. You could talk to a counselor. Anybody's willing to listen. Just do not try and hurt yourself. You don't have to.